Hey everyone, so I wanted to try something a little bit different today. We sent out an email yesterday to our entire database asking you guys what questions you had, what struggles you're facing, what challenges you have right now, and how can we help. So we got a couple of questions in and I wanted to actually answer them via video because I think it's going to be quicker and I think I can elaborate a little bit more and hopefully also share this with our entire database because maybe you guys have these questions too. So it's going to be just really quick, simple, unedited, raw. So let's get to it. All right, so Leanna asks, what are some suggestions for getting renters in place during this time when everyone is scared? I guess I'm looking for more humane solutions to help people out who are struggling but still need housing, and also a way for me to get my mortgage paid during this time. So fantastic question, Leanna. There's a couple of options that I might suggest to you. So I found myself in a similar situation. I have a tenant that is moving out at the end of April in Indianapolis. And so immediately I told my property managers to do whatever it takes to get a tenant in. I also suggested that if a tenant has a challenge, paying the security deposit, that they consider offering them the option to use security deposit insurance. So security deposit insurance, I look at it as a little bit of a Band-Aid. It's not the best solution for all landlords. Obviously, if you can get a cash deposit, that's going to be so much better than security deposit insurance. But security deposit insurance allows the tenant to pay monthly towards a security deposit insurance policy, at which point the landlord can make a claim on that policy at any point, right? So you can claim lost rent, you can claim damages, you can claim, move out damages as well. So that's a great option. However, it's only going to pay up to the amount of the policy limit, right? So if your deposit is typically $2,000, then the max that they will pay out is $2,000. The payment though is about anywhere from like $2,000 is probably going to be $10 to $15 a month. So right now that is a fantastic option to offer the tenant. So Leanna, I would suggest maybe lower your rents if need be, and then offer that option for security deposit insurance. I probably would start with maybe half the deposit if they can pay in cash, and then the other half be done through security deposit insurance to kind of protect you if that's an option for that tenant. So you can just Google security deposit insurance. The company that I had talked to was sayrhino.com. So you can also reach out to them and see if that's a good option. All right, so who asks? I'm reaching out to all contacts just to get thoughts and feedback as far as where we are. It's becoming increasingly difficult to see a path where real estate isn't impacted. What's your opinion in terms of impact moving forward? So Hugh, this is a great question. We've gotten this question a lot these last couple weeks. And frankly, I called a 5 to 10% decline in prices in an email that we sent out on, I think it was March 11th. So I sent out an email, I think we had maybe 8 points to prepare anyone that owns rental properties for what I believe is to come. I completely agree with you. I too do not see a path where real estate isn't impacted. You guys, I'm surprised at all of the ripple effects, all of the different businesses that I would have never guessed would be severely impacted by what's going on. And I have a friend that's a music producer in LA. The artists are being impacted right now because, of course, they're not doing content, and a lot of advertisers are pulling revenue from YouTube right now, so they're not earning ad revenue from YouTube. I mean, it's just mind-boggling that even that industry would be affected. So so absolutely, real estate is going to be affected. Now, how much and when, I don't know. I have no idea. But I will tell you, that's not something that I'm worried about. In fact, I kind of welcome a reduction in prices. I welcome some maybe panic sellers that are going to be quickly offloading their properties. I welcome other investors that are probably going to sit on the sidelines and do nothing because they're fearful, right? And they're worried about what's going to happen. They're worried that they're going to buy a property and the price is going to go down. Now, those are some valid concerns, and frankly, that might happen. But guys, keep in mind, I started buying in 2007. Everything that I bought from 2007 to pretty much 2013 went down in price after I bought it. Now, most people would say, well, that's silly. Why didn't you just stop buying? Well, we all know, though, how the story ended, right? So after 2013 here, of course, I'm based in the Seattle market. After 2013, the prices started to go skyrocket. And a lot of the properties that I bought during that time, when nobody else was buying, when everyone was fearful, have in some cases doubled in price. Now, there were some downsides to buying at that time, right? So we weren't increasing rents, but other than that, it didn't matter. The value of the property did not matter if it went down after I bought it, because it was still cash flowing from day one. And so that's the advice that I'm telling everyone is, if you have at least 6 months of reserves in your bank, and if you have the capital and you have the financial ability to buy properties right now that makes sense, then why not? Why not take advantage of this time where you're going to have, less competition and, historically low interest rates? I know the commercial world is really tough right now. It's a little disappointing, right, to be sitting on. So for myself and investor friends of mine, where, we have this war chest of capital ready to take advantage of, some great prices right now. And the banks just aren't lending on the commercial side, right? Or it's really tough to get commercial financing, or the commercial financing that's available is at really low debt coverage ratio or high LTV, and then they have a prepayment, right? And so it's like, you don't necessarily want to lock in those terms either, because when things open back up, then you can go back to, better debt coverage ratio and higher LTVs. So it's a little bit tough right now on the commercial side. I am also in the middle of a 1031 exchange right now, so that's, going to be interesting how we're going to take advantage of that. But don't fear price reductions, guys. Don't fear prices going down. If anything, it's a great opportunity to take advantage of some lower prices. But again, just make sure that you're super conservative. Always use at least 10% for vacancy rate. Make sure that you're factoring in for capital expenditures. Make sure you're factoring in for a good amount in reserves. Don't plan on any rent increases in 2020. So we've told all of our investors, like, hey, if you're buying properties where the rents are under rented, don't expect that you're going to be able to raise the rents in the fall. It's just not likely, right? So yeah, I think we really need to kind of brace for some rough times here. But I am, still faithful and confident in the end of the story. All right, so Lai asks, kind of switching gears here, what is your strategy when looking for houses to cater to senior living? Does that look like rambler, 4-bedroom, single-family house, duplex? Does it matter? All right, so Lai, great question. So I think you guys might have heard that pretty much our entire portfolio is single-story properties, right? So we love single-story properties for a lot of different reasons, mostly because we have a lot of different options for tenants, right? So families with small children, they love no stairs because then they don't have to worry about the risk and the, downside of having stairs, right, for the little kids. And then also our older population, our older generations, like the no stairs as well, because, for the same issues with the stairs. So it's really great if you can invest in properties that are single story, because it really caters to any tenants, right? So it's fantastic. I also like to invest now with the future in mind, right? So, we have this kind of economic or demographic shift happening where we have a lot of baby boomers that are retiring and are kind of downsizing. So if you're the person that owns these very small economical units that are single story, I think you're going to win. Of course, we also have a lot of our portfolio that is supported living. Now, supported living is different than senior living in that we rent out our properties to people with intellectual disabilities, and we partner with a third-party care provider to provide them care and services related to housekeeping and grocery shopping and medication management and things like that. So that's been a really great program for us. I don't have any experience currently in the senior living and the senior housing. So I do expect, though, that in the future we probably will consider and look into that as opportunities come up. But yeah, my suggestion would be, if you have, two deals that are very similar, one's a 2-story and one's a single story, I would absolutely go for the single story for all the benefits that we just discussed. All right, guys, I hope this is helpful. I know it was really quick and raw and unedited. But again, we just want to be a resource to you guys here at Agents Invest and answer any questions that you guys have. Be a positive impact right now with everything that's going on. We're doing a lot of sharing of good, positive news right now, and then also offering practical, realistic advice. All right, guys, we'll talk soon.